Respected ma'am and dear friends, good morning to all. I am Ayushi Gupta, BSc second year, BCM College of Nursing. Today I am presenting here my topic, that is accommodation, assimilation and isolation. Firstly, we will discuss the content, that is include social process, then accommodation, its definition, types and characteristics, then assimilation, its definition and characteristics. After that, include isolation, its definition, types, and demerits and merits. Firstly, I will discuss what is social process. Social process refers to form of social interaction that occurs repeatedly. Means social process is the process in which social interaction occurs again and again. It is definition is given by Horton and Hunt. The term social process refers to the repeated form of behavior which is commonly found in social life. It means social process is the repeated form of behavior that occurs in social life. Here we will discuss types of social process. Social process are divided into two categories. First, associative process and dissociative process. Associative process is cooperation, accommodation, assimilation, and dissociative process include competition, conflict, and isolation. Here we will discuss first accommodation. What is accommodation? Accommodation is the resolution of conflict, which generally means adjusting oneself to the new environment. Second, adjustment may be the physical, means geographical change or social environment like composition of family or adjusting in the community. Third one is primary, it is temporary, means accommodation primary is temporary, then it can be permanent when solution of issues is found. Next, I will discuss its definition like by given MacLever. Accommodation refers particularly to the process in which man attain a sense of harmony with his environment. Means it is the process in which man attain a sense of harmony with his environment. Next definition is according to Hogburn and Nikoff. Accommodation is the adjustment of holistic individual or groups. Next, I will discuss its characteristics. First characteristics of accommodation is accommodation result from the conflict. Means it is the result of conflict. Then it's universal or continuous process. That is, previously I see that it is firstly temporary, then it may be permanent if solution of issues is found. It is that continuous process. Third one is accommodation is unconscious activity and it is mixture of both love and hatred. It is the feeling of and it is the mixture of both love and hatred. Now we will discuss its methods. First method of accommodation is toleration. Toleration means when two different groups lives together and they tolerate to each other. Next method is conversion. Conversion is the process in which one form change into another. Third method is compromise. Compromise means a person or individual accept less than you want. Fourth one is arbitration and conciliation. For example, conflict or issues are solved by conciliation and arbitration. Fifth one is use of force. It means force is used to attain accommodation between parties of unequal strength. The weaker party is overpowered by stronger one. Last one is rationalization. Rationalization is the excuse force. Like student might be blame a poor exam score on the instruction rather than their own lack of preparation. Means it is not own fault, they fall to other. Next I will discuss next point, assimilation. Assimilation is the assimilation is the process in which two different culture come together and fuse them and lose their identity. First point is here assimilation is the concern with the absorption and incorporation the culture by other, means it is the absorption and incorporation of culture by the other. Next, it is more permanent than accommodation. It means it is more static than accommodation. Third one is when the process of assimilation take place, the people in two distinct groups do not just compromise. Means here they are not just compromise with each other, but they become almost indistinguishable. Means we can't distinguish the group. Next, I will discuss its definition. First definition is given by Bogardus. According to Bogardus, assimilation is the social process whereby attitude of many persons are united and thus develop into united group. By means, assimilation is the social process where different attitude of people come together and meld them and form a new united group. Second definition is given by Young and Mack. Assimilation is the fusion or blending of two previously distinct groups into one. Next, I will see one picture here. It is written individual affected by other. It means when two distinct groups are come together, they affected by each other. Then I will discuss its characteristics. First characteristics of assimilation is it is gradual process. Means it is not rapidly happen. It takes time because when two groups are come together, their culture comes together, they come to contact one and other. They have to learn each other way of life. Then they have to practice that. It takes times. Second characteristic is assimilation is two-way process. Means without both consent of group, they can't be assimilated. Third characteristic is it is an unconscious process. Means it is deliberate one because they lose their identity. Here we will see another picture that is denote a characteristic of assimilation. That is, assimilation always take place to unequal communities. Many a time to different societies not cope with them because every society having own attitude and ideas. Then it's very difficult to adopt their culture where we can see higher organization get assimilated with lower organization by force. Now we will discuss last point, that is isolation. Isolation means keeping an individual away from personal contact or cumulative interaction. That is, in this individual away from the personal contact and beyond the interaction. Next point is the individual or groups can be isolated. Means individual that time we can easily see when one person suffer from the coronavirus, they may be isolated from his family, society and community. Then groups we previously see when lower caste people isolated from higher caste people, they can't eat, touch and sit each other. Now we will discuss types of isolation. There are two types of isolation. First, spatial isolation. Second, organic isolation. First, spatial isolation is include. First point is this type of isolation is for criminals. It is isolation for the criminals. Next point is the criminals are banished from the community and enforced not to have contact. Means it is banished from the community and forces from the community they not contact with them. Last point is this means it is enforced isolation. It is forced isolation. Example, putting of criminals for solitary imprisonment. Next, I will discuss drawback of spatial isolation. First drawback is aggressive. Then we can easily see when person get isolated, it may be develop aggressive behavior in them. Next, agitation. Agitation means feeling of irritated and restless. That is, when person is isolated, it may be restless. Third is antisocial behavior, means act against the social problem, means behavior against the society. Last is second types of isolation is organic isolation. The individual or groups is kept under isolation in case of organic illness such as blindness or deafness. This isolation is for who have some physical abnormality like blind people and deaf people. The next point is they lack association and they have less chance to choose their friend, means they have less association and less option to choose their friends. Next, I will discuss drawback of organic isolation. First drawback is suspicious. Suspicious means feeling of wrongly happened and sometime be happen it's wrong behavior. Second drawback is distrustful, means it is not trustful behavior because person when isolated it develops a distrustful behavior and they not trust each one. Third point is irritable. When person is isolated, it may be become irritable. Last is reason for the isolation. First reason is physical barrier such as mountain, rivers, jungles were the regions of isolating one group's society from the other. Second reason is linguistic barrier. Linguistic means language problem. When one person went to another state, they may be face language problem. That is, they may be isolated. Demerits of isolation. First demerits is slow to change and progress. When person isolated, their progress is slow and they are having no change or slow change. The second point is depends on ascribed status because of tradition. Ascribed status means involuntary, something we can't choose like race. Third one is no culture, cross fertilization. There is no culture and cross fertilization is occur. Next, I will discuss merits of isolation. First merits is political isolation is a useful aid to social solidarity. Political isolation is a useful aid to social solidarity. Second, adjunct of ethnocentric attitude. Ethnocentric attitude is the basic attitude expression belief to own ethnic group. Third one is integrity of group is maintained by keeping the particular group of social distance, means to develop strong moral principle the particular group kept in isolation. Now I summarize my topic. Here we include social process. What is social process? Social process is the interaction of social society and it happens again and again. Then I will discuss accommodation. It is the adjustment in the new environment. Then assimilation. Assimilation is the fusion of two culture and lose their identity. And isolation, here the person may be isolated from its community and society. Here we will discuss its types. Social process is two types. Then I discuss its characteristics and their advantage and methods. Then I see drawbacks and definition also. Conclusion. Here I conclude that through this presentation of social process like accommodation, assimilation, and isolation, we gain lot of knowledge about its definition, types, characteristics, and advantage. And next, we have to learn also isolation merits and demerits and why isolation is happen. Next, bibliography. B refers first textbook of sociology. Neelam Kumari, its author, and page number it is 83, 84, 85, and 86. And I will also refers I refers also its different site, that is www.slideshare.net, and second site is www.sociologydiscussion.com, and next www.yourarticlelibrary.com, and next fewdocument.in. I hope you are understand my topic. Thank you.